Just off the back of a really cool point that we were made, which is there's a lot more money floating around within the photography space. How much should someone be charging if, they're working with, an up-and-coming artist and, they're fairly good at what they do?
It's such a taboo thing, man.
Yeah. I feel like everyone charges differently. Obviously based on skill set, based on how long you've been doing it as well. Just make sure you're eating. Make sure that you can go to the shop and buy something after you get food.
I feel like as well, like for me, I class myself like I'm super new to this, and even though like I'm still creating my own style and stuff, like I think it's so important, especially when you've got like fellow creatives within your circle and that you're quite close to. It's so important to try and be as transparent as possible. Like with me and one of my best friends, he's an amazing photographer, Lewis Vaughan. He's great. Check him out.
He's great.
Like we sit down and like he's done some amazing stuff, and like whenever we have little bits and pieces, he's like, oh my god, I've been asked to do this, I've been asked to do that. Like I don't know how much to like ask him, and I don't know what to do. And I'm like, okay. So we have a little chat about it, or like I've reached out to Az before and been like, oh, I've been asked to do this. Like, what would you quote them? And I feel like you should never feel like you can't reach out and ask, because like say I could be saying, oh yeah, don't worry, just buy me a pint for the same gig that Az could be getting like £600. And if there's no communication there, like so many people would be getting underpaid. And I feel like if you're a lot more transparent about money, like money's like numbers and paper. Like I don't care. I do stuff that like makes me happy and that I love. Like I've got a roof over my head, I can eat, money in my bank. Like, do you know what I mean? But I feel like if more people were open, there would be so many more creatives going up.
It's hard because there's no textbook answer to like how much something is in our world. There's not a menu on the wall that's like press shot this much. Like you might make your own kind of price list, but there's no like actual way that things are priced. Because I mean it's creativity at the end of the day. Sometimes you get paid with love, or you have that love factor and you'll like bump it down a little bit maybe. Do you know what I mean? So it's like it's like money in general in this country is such a taboo subject. Like I'm trying to make it transparent where you can ask someone like, oh, how much did you charge? Like I message Will all the time and I'm like, am I getting mugged off here? Or like, how much would you charge per image for this, blah, blah, blah. I think it's important to have conversations, but also you need to understand that someone who's been doing it for years might charge a certain amount, but just because you got maybe the same camera or something and you might be doing the same kind of thing doesn't mean you should be charging that same amount. It's like I said, there's no textbook answer. It's all about your experience and like it like I mean my pricing changes every day, mate. Like it depends on the job.
It's going up.
But yeah, it's like it's very it depends on the circumstance, man.
Okay.
I think to add to the back of that as well, you kind of need to look at, I guess, how much is going into the job that you're getting asked to do as well. Because a lot of people think it's just you come, you just click, that's it. But you've got like one, also taking travel as well, because that's a big thing for me as well. Like sometimes you could get something that might be out of London, so you have to go all the way there, then you're taking pictures, then also how many pictures, like how long you editing for this, that and the other. Like I think it's just little things that kind of take into
usage, all of that.
Usage,
it's a lot.
So you say it makes sense to kind of have your own set rate card that you present to clients, and then kind of figure out what works? Or is it just like always different?
I mean, I think that's super professional. Like, I was at a talk once with someone from Adidas, and they said that if they get presented with a rate card, it's really impressive. But so I think maybe if you have like a Photoshop little document that you can just edit and like curate it specifically, like tailor it per like client or whatever, to just be like, cool, this is how much this is for this job, like, but make it look super pro, because then like otherwise you're just like emailing random numbers, like it can always change. But rate cards is, I don't think you like I said, there's no set menu, and it will change depending like if there's a billboard campaign or if there's like an Instagram like live thing, and do you know what I mean? Like it's always different. It depends on it's circumstance at the end of the day, like I said.
I think that's interesting, like to point on as well. Like I think it's important to have your set day rate. Like this is what I'm worth. Do you know what I mean? That's how much I usually do my shoots for. Like no matter what it is, then that's your day rate. And then I think the thing that I think I learned, like not even that long ago, and I think a lot of like new photographers could like take on as well, is that your licensing, your usage is like the big ones where like that's more actually where your money comes from than your day rate. Like most of the time, like your day rate can be 50 quid up to 2,000, however big you are, but like it's that's where you're changing your price list. Like we don't want to think like we're changing it depending on the client. Do you know what I mean? Oh, one day I'm charging him this, then the next. It depends on like what them photos are for. So like, as he was saying, like if one of them's for billboard, obviously that's going to be a bigger fee than if I'm charging for an Instagram post. Like that's a completely different like usage fee.
And is there like a space that each of you go to? I know you just mentioned like you sit down with other photographers, but is there like either a platform or a space that you go to just to kind of exchange this information? Either a Facebook group or Google group?
That's a good one. I mean, it should be a thing. Like we should do meetups and stuff. I mean, like Mabdul and the Take More Photos guys, like they do loads of meetups and like they're super transparent with stuff as well. Like I feel like you could just chat to them whenever. But I think it is super important. I mean, WhatsApp groups and stuff like that. Like, I mean, I know there's a boy photographers one I've heard of. That I wasn't invited to, obviously.
Wait,
but,
is it just strictly?
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
is that a rule in
that's
there?
what I
Like
heard,
just
yeah.
wow, okay.
But I mean, like, it's important to talk. Do you know what I mean? These are like what.
Okay. So definitely there's space for anyone here or another set of photographers to kind of put these things in place, right?
For sure.
Okay, that's exciting.